Remember when everyone was saying that James Gunn was going to save DC, or that he had already done that? Well, the honeymoon might already be over, because Supergirl hasn't even had time to settle into the theaters, and people are already calling it one of the biggest disappointments in the DC universe. And though I don't completely agree with it, I do understand. Hey everybody, it's Pirate the Landlord here, and this is What's the Problem Now. And before anyone gets mad, alright, this isn't a hate video. I'm not here to attack the cast. I'm definitely not here to attack Millie or anything like that. I just have the one question, okay? How did DC go from all of the momentum that they had going into this movie to this, you know? After Superman, people were feeling optimistic, you know? James Gunn had convinced a lot of the fans that DC finally had like a game plan, like they had a path that they were gonna go down. And then Supergirl arrives, and the conversation completely changed, right? Instead of people talking about how amazing the scenes were, they were talking about, like, you know, what Rotten Tomatoes gave it, you know? Instead of discussing the unforgettable moments of the movie, they were debating whether or not the movie is already a disappointment, which is really, really sad. As of this week, the movie is sitting in the high 50 range on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics praising Millie Alcock's performance, but criticizing the screenplay and the overall execution of the movie, okay? That's not the conversation DC wanted to have with the public, right? They don't want to talk about that part of it. It's almost like they wanted to hide behind the actress and the character of Supergirl. Here's something that I think we need to separate right now, right here, right now. The actress and the movie. One thing I keep seeing over and over is people saying that Millie Alcock was one of the best parts of the movie, right? And if you really look at the movie and not prejudge it before you go in, it's true. Even reviews that didn't enjoy the movie still pointed to her performance as a bright spot of the movie. So if that's true, if you believe that that is true, then maybe the real issue isn't Supergirl. Maybe it isn't Millie. Maybe it's everything built around her and the character, right? Because a great actor cannot save a weak script. This is the question nobody's asking right now about this. Should Supergirl have come so soon in the major movie lineup? Think about it. You're trying to convince people that this new universe is worth investing into. Wouldn't you want another guaranteed crowd pleaser first before you did this? Maybe like a Batman project, or maybe a Wonder Woman, or maybe like World's Finest, something like that instead. DC followed Superman with a dark space western story based on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That's a bold creative choice, right? But bold doesn't always mean acceptable. Bold doesn't always mean great, right? And if general audiences aren't connecting with this movie, that matters. You have to look at that, and you can't get upset when it happens. One thing I noticed over the years, right? Comic readers love accuracy, right? And we have to keep this in mind. Comic fans and the general audience don't always want the same thing, and a lot of times they don't want the same thing, right? General audience love entertainment, right? Sometimes those two things, accuracy and entertainment, they overlap and they make a really, really good movie, right? Sometimes they don't. A movie can be incredible, and it can be incredibly faithful to the comics and still leave like the casual viewer saying that was just okay. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot. That's one of the biggest challenges superhero movies face, especially in today's economy, right? Being faithful isn't enough anymore. You can't just be faithful to the source material. You have to wow people, right? You have to make people care about the universe that you're putting in front of them. And that's really, really hard. You know, superhero fatigue is not just something people are saying. It's something that they're feeling. Everybody loves throwing around the phrase superhero fatigue, right? I'm not completely buying into that whole thing, because when superhero movies are great, people still show up. The issue isn't superheroes. The issue is expectation. Audiences have seen incredible comic book movies over the last 2 decades. Keep that in mind. So because of that, now good enough isn't good enough anymore. If your movie feels average, people notice fast. And that's when people start to go to the internet and they start to complain, right? Even if it's not a valid complaint, they just feel that they weren't wowed, right? Every movie has to be Endgame. Every movie has to be Infinity War. You know what I mean? And every movie can't be that. This is what worries me. Not Supergirl. The expectation of what they wanted Supergirl to actually be. Every movie in a shared universe affects the next one. One mixed movie doesn't kill a franchise. Like Marvel survived disappointments, and DC can too. All right, but the margin for error is smaller than ever, especially nowadays, right? So what's the problem now? I don't think it's Supergirl. I think it's the expectation versus the execution. Fans expected a huge Supergirl movie that felt like a blockbuster hit, and they didn't get that. They got like a Western space movie. The encouraging part is that most people agree on one thing. Millie Alcock has real potential as Kara, all right? If she's given the right script in the right direction, she could make it work. Now, it's up to DC to give her the stories that are worth that potential that she has. Because if they don't, they're just gonna have a Supergirl problem. And it's not gonna matter who they hire to play Supergirl. It's gonna end up the same way. You can hire an extremely attractive woman, right, who has everything going for her in the looks department, and she sucks as an actress and she doesn't come across as Supergirl. You can have the opposite, or you can have both, and then the script just sucks and nothing happens as a result of it, all right? So it's not the actress's fault, all right? It's not even the fact that it was Supergirl. I think that the Supergirl movie just should not have come this soon. I think they could have put other movies in before that, and that's the problem now. Thank you so much for listening all the way through and watching the video all the way through. I do appreciate you guys. If you like the video, please like the video. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I have more videos like this on the channel. Go and check them out. No matter what movie you see, always come back to the channel and pay your rant.